Money's moving to me. I'm a millionaire. Money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it.
Hey, 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 what's going on, beautiful people? Happy Tuesday to y'all. Today is Tuesday, right? Yeah, happy Tuesday
Yes.
to you all. I hope you've all had an amazing day thus far. I know it's kind of late here on the East Coast, but listen, we just had to come on tonight. So before I even get started and share who my special guest is tonight, I want you all to hop on in and let me know where you're watching from. Rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you are watching me from tonight. And we're going to get started. Listen, I am super ecstatic. I am hyped right now and every other synonym you could possibly think of. And so I want to take a deep breath in and exhale to make sure that I'm cool, calm, and collected so that you actually understand what it is that I'm going to share with you all tonight. But I am super hyped. Go ahead, comment. Let me know who is here with us. Rep your city, rep your country. I want to make sure you all get the information that is necessary for you tonight. So go ahead, let me know who's here. And I'm going to go ahead and start with my intro. And after I do that, I'm going to introduce my amazing co-host for the evening. So my name is Sharita Leon. I went from being a homeless, disabled, single mom to a two-time number one best author with books that on the bestsellers list for over 2 years straight. I'm also a life, relationship, and business coach, an internet marketing strategist, entrepreneur, international speaker, and the protege of the legendary Les Brown, a Forex trader and investor. And I empower my tribe to their God-given purpose while creating wealth and have healthy relationships. I'm also a believer, and my faith is exuded in all that I do. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I see some comments coming in. Hey, Nevada, how are you? Brooklyn's in the building. Hey, Amanda. How y'all doing tonight? Go ahead and share this broadcast after you shared where you're watching in from. So tonight I have an amazing guest with me, and she's affectionately now my power sister, so we calling each other. And I see Brooklyn's in the building. Hey, Rosa. And so tonight I have none other than Miss Leah Rutherford in the building with me tonight, all the way from Houston, Texas. And this woman is phenomenal in her own right. She is a serial entrepreneur. She's an educator by trade, and she is killing the game here with Tava. She's also a supervisor, whoop, whoop, on her way to director. And she is doing some amazing things. And so tonight, I want you all to give Leah a great big welcome. Hey, 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 Leah.
Hey, I'm so happy to be on with you, Sharita.
Yay.
Director
Awesome.
Battle, baby.
So listen, y'all, we had to come on because we were both on a private call just a little while ago with our CEO and founder of Tava, and she felt the same sentiment that I felt, which was excitement, inspiration, and we're like, hey, we got to let this bag out. We have to let somebody else know what we're experiencing. And there was a key phrase that Mr. Lloyd said tonight that literally made me come on this live. And he said that you want to get in front of the movement, right? In front of the movement. And I want us to really talk about that because, you know, something else he said was that people will laugh at you now but cry later. And that often happens when there's a new business opportunity. People like, oh, what is that? Oh, somebody else is doing that. And people come up with different things and they miss out on the opportunity and they cry because they're like, dang, I should have got started before. I should have said yes. And as we're on these calls, Leah, I've been getting so inspired to share even more with people because as Harriet Tubman said, if more people knew they were slaves, she'd be able to free more people. And so there are a lot of people right now that don't even realize that they need to be a part of what Tava is doing. They need to be a part of this industry. So I want you to share from what you got tonight, why it is imperative that people get in front of the movement and not behind it.
You know, when he said that, I got goosebumps. And it's something else that you just said that resonated. I want to touch on that point and then I will come back to your question. But when I, in the same manner, today was just extremely excited, like, I need to go live and just tell people what Kenny was talking about. And when I did that today, what came to me was let my people go.
Wow.
And in that same sentiment that you're sharing, just the whole Harriet Tubman movement, the whole idea that we don't realize that we've been conditioned. And that conditioning has caused us to be enslaved in so many ways that it's preventing us from being able to move forward in our lives and our purposes and in our missions. And so to be able to connect with you in this way so synergistically, and then to hear that that was the point that stood out for you as well, I envisioned that exactly that way. I was having this conversation when I did a presentation yesterday evening. I was honored that Dorothy Cook called me and said, hey, I have some people, and this was after everything last night. She said, I have some people I need you to talk to because I know you know how to say it the way I want them to hear it.
Mm.
And the godmother, Dorothy Cook herself. So
Wow.
she put me on the call to do the presentation, and then she did the closeout. And walking away from just that moment of honor, that was a place of humility. It was just like, wow, it was like the place where I knew then that not only was I no longer in Tava, but Tava is now in me.
Mm.
Because the freedom movement is much
Yeah.
bigger than even getting in front of the Tava movement. You know what I'm saying? But what
Yeah.
I see in my mind is the place where, yes, we are in these first movers advantage places. We are coming in ahead of the critical mass. But I literally, like dross, see us just floating up, floating effortlessly. And what Pastor Sean sent to me the other day, she just said, I see director happening suddenly. And it was
Yes.
just, it's that same momentum, like the commitment, the willingness to finish. And then it comes and it's like the magic. And it's so exciting that I'm here with you. Yes, I have affectionately proclaimed and declared you as my power sister because we're doing this thing
Yes.
together. And I'm so excited.
Absolutely. That is so, and this is what I want people to get, right? The reason why it's always imperative to move forward with a movement before the masses are involved is simply because you have the first movers advantage. You have the opportunity to have a position of equity. And especially before things change. Let's be real, right? Whenever you have a company that explodes, and we're not just talking about network marketing here, we're talking about Fortune 500 companies. We're talking about billion-dollar companies. There's no way that the stock that you would have purchased for Facebook or Google when they first got started is the same amount of money you're going to pay today. And why is that? Because it's gotten more value. More people know about it. Things have changed. And so for you that are watching us live right now, you have to have vision to realize what is taking place and why it is now that you have to lock arms. That way you hold that position of equity. It's, for example, I live in New York City, right? And there's gentrification almost everywhere in the city. And buildings and houses that were like practically nothing back in the day are literally homes that are $1 million now. And the people that kept their homes, the people that saw the changes that are being made, they're the ones now that are having great real estate investments in their portfolio so grand because they were able to see before anything happened. So now they have this real estate advantage, right? And so it is here with Tava. You have got to be able to have the vision to realize that this company is going to be $1 billion company.
Absolutely.
And if not for any other reason than the fact that our leader and CEO of this company has done it before, there's nothing else to really have to go by. But since there is more, I'll share more. The fact that we are partnered with an entity that is a multi-billion dollar entity. So the backing is very different than someone that says, hey, I want to start my own company. Let me and my homeboy come together, put together, a couple $100,000 or put together even a couple $1 million and start this thing. It's a totally different ballgame over here, right? You have the backing of multi-billionaires with the B that's helping with funding and moving this vision along. And so when Leah and I come on here and we're talking to you, about having the vision to get locked in now. This is for your benefit. It's for you to open up your eyes and say, wait a minute, the thing that I have been praying for, the breakthrough that I have been praying for, the fasting that I've been doing, is for this opportunity, right? God brings opportunities for you to be able to get to that next place, right? You don't want to be like the children of Israel that have been walking around for 40 years, a journey that literally took 11 days, right? Like,
Right.
tell us why you decided to start with Tava.
So the key word that made me say yes was launch. I've buzzed around in the MLM industry for years now, and it has proven to be an excellent personal development space. But unfortunately, it hasn't proven to always be a successful financial space for me. And so, one of those reasons that I know for sure is that I was always in well established companies, and it took so much effort for me to see my work being actualized. And that's not to say those companies had excellent compensation plans. They had phenomenal products. Their history did speak for itself. And so them being legacy companies was actually to those companies' advantage. But for Leah, it just never led to a place where I could say, because I connected with this company, I have seen financial freedom or financial advancement. So when Miss Cook, who was my sponsor, who is my sponsor, came to me and said, we are launching this company, I didn't even ask so much about the products as much as I did about the position. She came to me 11 days after the company launched, October 11th. And that to me was an absolute no-brainer as an entrepreneur, as a person that understands the power of residual income, as a person that believes in leadership platforms and knowing that having being able to be a product of a product, not just a product that I am taking in, but as a person that is amassing the wealth that comes along with the position of equity that I chose to take at the time that first movers advantage was presented to me. That for me was the answer to my question. Absolutely. What do I need to do? And then once I connected with the company, I fell in love with the products. Within 2 weeks, I upgraded to our top package in this company. That piece of it I knew was securing me for what I need to see happen, not just for my life, but for my lineage, for their generation. I want my grandkids to know who their grandmother was because of the
Come on.
now. I don't want them to say, I know I had a grandma. No, my grandma is because of my grandma that we own this block. We own this strip.
Come on. Come on.
And that's not something that's accessible to me at this stage in my personal life today. But I know I possess the power to shift and put this in my kids' hands. I told my daughter today, I will either pay your tuition cash or I will purchase the house once you graduate cash. You will get a title or you will get a clean bill of tuition. That will be my gift to start your life. And my prayer has always been that if I invest in them now, that they will scholarship later. So my goal then with her scholarshiping is that she will have a deed when she graduates from college. That's not a small task for a single mother of two.
That is awesome. And and that's where our mind has to elevate you to even considering legacy, understanding that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And Mr. Lloyd in the call that we were a part of yesterday said, everyone leaves a legacy. The question becomes, what will your legacy be? Because you can leave a legacy of debt, you can leave a legacy of anguish, but you want to leave an inheritance, right? Your legacy should have an inheritance. You should be able to go down the line and say, as Leah said, my great grandmother did this, and this is why we are in the position that we are in today, right? And so that takes personal development, that takes financial literacy, and that also takes residual income. In order for you to be able to create wealth, you have to make money in your sleep. You have to make money passively. If you are still on the left side of the cash flow quadrant, be it that you are self-employed or if you are an employee, the moment you stop doing what you're doing, your money ceases. This is why residual income is so imperative. Every multimillionaire, every billionaire that you know has several streams of passive residual income, which allows for them to live the lifestyle that they have, to have accumulated the wealth in which they have, to leave an inheritance for their children's children. And that's what Tava gives you the opportunity to do, to be able to leverage the efforts of others through cooperative economics to be able to make money in your sleep. I didn't even know, I'm gonna be real honest with y'all, I didn't even know when I hit supervisor. Because I was like, oh, I went to my back office. And why is that? Because there's a team of people working in addition to the efforts that I have made.
Correct.
And so when you have a solid foundation and you build that thing, now you can go off to the races and be on the beaches of the world. Do what you want to do, when you want to do it, because you have created the foundation. You now have those that are going after the same dream and vision as you to be able to make money in your sleep. Because when you clock out, honey, so does your money. That is not life. You have got to be able to set yourself up to win. And you have an amazing opportunity. Now, I'm going to get a little technical here, and some people may not understand what I'm going to share, but you will eventually. But I'm going to be real basic right now, right? Well, basic and technical at the same time, a little paradox, but you'll get it. So, the question that I posed earlier was, why is it imperative to get in front of a movement, right? And the movement that we're referring to tonight is Tava. Well, one of the ways in which we create residual income here with Tava is through our binary pay, right? And with your binary pay, that means you're building two organizations at the same time. You have a left leg, you have a right leg, okay? Now, being that you are building an organization, one on your left, one on your right, people have to come down somewhere in your organization, meaning they come underneath each other, right? Now, if let's just say October 1st, when this company was in pre-launch, I came to Leah and Leah said, Sharita, I hear you, but I done did network marketing before. It didn't go too well. You know, last time I tried to do it, no one signed up. Last time I did it, the CEO got on my nerves. Last time my upline left me. Last time I tried to do it, no one came to my meeting. Whatever excuse she could have came up with. Let's just say Leah said, no, I'm good, Sharita, I'll pass. I say, okay, because I know what I have. This is the thing. Listen, I am fully persuaded and knowing that this company is going to be $1 billion company. I'm fully persuaded that the decision that I have made to be a part of Tava is sound, clear, and on the right path, right? So I'm not fronting. Leah says no. I'm like, okay, dust my shoulders off, keep it moving. So now I'm still moving and shaking, right? I speak to other people. People see the vision, so they're building, right? They're underneath me, right? They're growing, growing, growing. Leah now comes back, and we are now in February. And Leah's been watching me. She's like, dang, Sharita, she's still talking about that Tava thing. She looked kind of snatched. I think she's losing weight. I guess the product still work. And she's like, she just hit another rank. She must be making money. Wait. And so now Leah gets in my inbox. And so now Leah's like, you know what? I think I want to do that Tava thing you're doing. What am I going to say? Of course, Leah, sure. So now Leah goes, and guess what? Leah would have been one of my first people when I came to her in October. But since Leah decided to say no, I was still working, right? And so now in my organization, let's just throw some numbers out there. Let's just say now I have 50 people in my organization. To be even more exact, I have 50 people, let's say, in my pay leg, right? Now, Leah would have been the first person, meaning all of those 50 people would have been under Leah's organization. Leah would have been able to be sitting pretty nice right now had she said yes. But since Leah wanted to watch me and say no when I first came to her, guess where Leah's going now? Underneath those 50 people. So when I say it's imperative for you to be in front of the movement, this is why. Because you could have been benefiting from, you could have been monetizing the people that have been in the organization from day one. But because you decided to say, no, I'm going to think about it, I'm not sure, whatever the excuse may have been, you missed out on all the volume that would have been underneath your organization. And so it's imperative that you literally say to yourself, let me just secure my spot just in case. Don't be honest with you. When this opportunity was presented to me, I did not want to do it. I shared that with you all yesterday, right? And so as Mr. Browning was sowing those seeds to, let me know what was really happening, I said to myself, Sharita, put your business hat on. I literally had this conversation with myself. And I said, even if I don't actually do the business, if I at least get me a position and hold it, and then one day I decide to actually do it, if it actually does succeed, I'll be good. Because I will have benefited from the amazing position that I have by being directly partnered with Mr. Browning. See, I know a little bit about this industry, right? So I'm like, Sharita, don't get so emotional that you don't see what is logically happening here. And that's what I said, and that's what I did. I just held a spot just in case. And let me tell you something. I am so glad I did.
I know you are.
Listen, Leah, you share yours, because you were there too.
Yes.
So it's like, you have to see the vision. And I want you to touch on that, Leah, like touch on the fact that because you said yes, talk about the experience that you've had. And I went from the business side of things, but also physically, because these products do work. And
Absolutely.
So tell people about your weight loss journey, your energy, all of that, and share that with everybody.
So when I first, on that October 11th date, I actually, and there's two pieces of it. You mentioned the business, and I'll talk a little bit about both, because the first day that I picked up my products, which was October 12th, if I'm not mistaken, that was a Thursday, and I picked them up en route to a women's empowerment event where Dorothy coached me as to how to take the packages, put them 5 and 5 and 5, and sell them as sample packs. And so that night, I walked away with almost 50% ROI from picking up a package en route to this event, literally. So that, first of all, and this was before I even tried the product myself. I had just picked up my package from purchasing it as getting my position of equity the night before. And I picked up my stuff from the office, headed from the office to this women's empowerment event, and got a 50% ROI on the spot. I hadn't had any results. I hadn't had any experience with the product yet. It was just out of my hands. 2 weeks later, I had over 200% ROI. Now that was the business side of it. And that was before I upgraded, but that certainly made me know this is what I need to be doing. But within that 2 weeks, Sharita, in the first 4 days of me consuming the product, I lost 7 pounds.
Wow.
And you know a little bit about my story, but the backstory is I had a baby at 40 during a time in a woman's life when weight gain is almost inevitable under most circumstances, because biologically that's just what happens at that middle age stage of a woman's life. Adding a baby to that made me feel that this weight loss journey was hopeless, quite honestly. I just had kind of accepted that I was going to be an overweight mom of an infant, and I was dealing with some other private and personal situations during that time. So to come across this opportunity that has shifted the way that I now am able to look at myself and see 27 pounds down 3.5 months later, to see energy that I didn't even know I could still have. I was going through my day literally clamoring to get to my bed. That's all I could think about after about noon. If I could just stay alert enough to get home, I would fall asleep in meetings. I would feel a blanket of heaviness over me all day long. And I didn't know how to come out of it. I was like, this cannot be how the rest of my life is going to be. Then I tried the Vita Plus, and I was an avid coffee drinker because of my energy levels. And that Vita Plus, that one right there, when I say is my best friend, it goes in my purse everywhere I go. I fuel up before I work out. I fuel up if I need to somewhere later in the day, but I don't usually have to take a second Vita Plus. Once it is in my system from an organic and cellular level, my energy is absolutely pure, no jitters, and I know I'm burning fat because that's what's metabolizing into energy. It is allowing me to say, wow, this is what was going on in the world around me as I was living in this fog for years. You don't know you have chronic fatigue syndrome until you don't have it anymore.
Wow.
Acclimated to the fog. When the fog has lifted, it is literally like your eyes, scales have come off your eyes mentally, physically, literally, and figuratively. And that's what I've experienced. And then with the Valet 30, that liquid vitamin that is like gold, that one right there, I have asthmatic children. Both of my children have asthma. And so this, instead of buying them Barney Rubble chewables or any other products on the market commercially, I give this to my children. And I sweeten my detox tea with it. I add it to my water throughout the day. And I can literally feel it go through my system. Products are second to none. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. And so Tava, I am like the poster child for it. Tava, I say Leah, because they are synonymous in my world for many reasons at this point.
Yes. Wow. So you had two amazing testimonies, really, really more than two, but I want to touch on the first and the business side. And this is for those people that say things like, well, I have to wait to try it first. And I don't know, no one's going to buy it from me. I don't know, there's somebody else selling this and selling that. And you know, whenever I hear that verbiage coming from someone, that lets me know what kind of thought life they have and what their belief systems are like. And so whether it was Tava or any other thing, they would find a reason for it not to work. Right. And there is no way that there are people that have the same exact products, literally in the same company, that are getting results, and then some people that are not. That's a mindset thing. And so for Leah to say she just got started in the company, had just picked up her package, hadn't tried any of the products yet, but saw the products do amazing things for other people. As she was on her way to an event, she made 50% ROI on her initial investment. Are you kidding me, son? Like, that right there is amazing. And this is for those of you that are afraid to get into business and you hold on to your money, not realizing that the answer to your prayers are literally in these here products. They work. This Kai tea, it works. People are literally out here waiting for you to give them an opportunity. And let me give you a quick little tip here. People that are having issues with losing weight, they've more than likely tried a lot of different things.
Yes.
And they're open to trying almost any and everything because they want the dang on weight off, right? I know I've tried so many different things, and that's because we want something that works. And sometimes some products may work better than others for that particular person's body. And sometimes the truth is we didn't do what we needed to do. Let's be real, right? But the point that I'm making is, if you can position yourself in front of people that either one need and or want your product, they're going to buy it.
Correct.
It's $20 for a sample pack. Folks will put $20 to try it out to know that in 5 days, they can lose a minimum of 5 pounds.
Right.
And so for her to go, the very first day she gets her package, makes a 50% ROI on her investment, in essence, pretty much not having to really pay for her business, right? And then going on to have a 200% ROI just days later is phenomenal. And the reason why we could have results like this is simply because we have products that, one, create emotional testimonies, two, bring forth instant gratification. You take one, let me tell you something, okay? I'm gonna keep it totally 100 with you. You take one of these sachets right here, of this good Kai tea, you're going to feel it within 3 to 6 hours of taking it. Why is that important? That lets your customer know that, hey, this actually works. This works and is doing what it says it's going to do. Therefore, they have more confidence in knowing that, hey, I can continue on this journey for the 5 days or the 10 days or however long they have purchased from you to know that they're going to get the results. Most people fail in diets. Well, let me not say most people. A lot of people fail in diets because they don't see the results long enough. I know Cornelia's stories that she was working out with a trainer and going in, and she only lost 2 pounds like a whole month. Like, what?
Mad.
Like, what do you mean?
Right.
But here, to take the tea and literally in 5 or 4 days, I think it was, you lost like 7 pounds?
7 pounds in 4 days.
Listen, 7 pounds in 4 days taking Kai Detox tea. So you have products that people are going to buy from you. I have not had one problem with someone trying to not try to buy from me. Like that, none. It's non-existent. And for those of you that are watching me, that I'm like, Sharita, I don't know about selling tea because I tried to sell tea before and I don't want to do the whole hustle. Listen, get out of your own way. Get out of your own way, because you are literally stopping yourself from being, the other names that are big in this industry. You could be that next wave of leaders. You could be that next wave of leaders, but you're too busy stuck in your past. You're too busy living off of what happened then. It's a new day. Yes. If God has blessed us with a new day, how disrespectful is it for you to still be living in the past? In fact, the word says he loads us with brand new benefits. Every single day, we're going to load us with brand new benefits from God. Every single day, there is somebody somewhere out there that wants these products. I was on this private call tonight with the CEO of the company, and I was getting the sale. I'm like, amen, listening to him, and I'm probably distracted, and I was, because I was getting the sale in, okay? So it's like the people are out there. So I say all this to say, we're going to wrap this up. You need to get fundamental. Don't allow another day to go by and you be a spectator. You be the person that still lives in your past and, stuck on what you've been through and what didn't work and how you said you would never do it again. Listen, that was me, okay? I had absolutely no intentions of ever doing this again, okay? But I'm so glad that I did. And for those of you that have, especially for those of you that have been following me for some time, and for those of you that have either worked with me in the past, or for those of you who know that when Sharita is doing something, it has to be 100. Listen, you want to be here right now. Mm-hmm. You want to be here right now. I did a video yesterday sharing why this is different. And you need to be a part of this movement. Don't just wait until after you don't see me on every big billboard and speaking for GoPro and everybody else. Listen, you need to do that now. You need all those people in your organization now. Don't wait. Literally. And this is not, I started off this conversation saying, Harriet Tubman said she would have freed more slaves if they knew they were free. Mm-hmm. Or they knew they were slaves, right? And so you have to be conscious of your current lifestyle. You have to be conscious of what is working, what is not working, and have the boldness to move forward, knowing that if you can position yourself the right way, you will be able to have a life that most people only dream about. Yeah. And so I'm going to end this by giving you a moment, Leah, to share whatever last remarks that you want to share. But in addition to that, listen, we're going to Atlanta next month, December 28th. And we are going to officially launch Tava then. And the announcements that are going to be had, the changes that are going to be made, the additions that are going to be made, this new CBD line and all the other things that are going to happen are really going to rock this industry. And you, my friends, have the opportunity to be in front of that, because it's going to be all kinds of a whole situation after March 27 and 28.
Yes.
And you want to be a part of that. And this is the time many of you have gotten your tax refund. Don't be hood rich and go all out buying all this clothes, going on vacations just to come back and be broke again. Let's do something different. Let's residual income and literally be able to live life on the beaches of the world. So Leah, I'm gonna let you share your last remarks and we're gonna shut this thing down.
Well, Sharita, this has been so invigorating. We were having a pre-conversation and we were just like dumping, like, no, let's get that energy on the live because it is so powerful what is coming through the pipelines. And to have the opportunity to be in conversations with the CEO where we're not getting the vision from somebody that he passed the vision to share it. He is giving us his vision directly. And we're having the opportunity to let that oil run off his hem onto us to the point that it's no stopping us. He mentioned yesterday about financial literacy. And I mentioned this earlier, but he specifically talked about how he doesn't just want Tava to be the movement that causes people to have money where they're just buying big cars and going on vacations, much like you just mentioned. But he specifically said he wants financial literacy to become a part of the conversation for financial freedom. So as the people are making the wealth, and as their health is increasing, because we know that health is our greatest wealth, that he is giving them tools to maintain that and to allow this to be the seed for the generations to come. And so what I would say to close from my standpoint is get on the ark, y'all. It is moving. It'll stop your way if you want it to. And it's filling up. And by the time we cross that border over there in Georgia and hit Atlanta streets, March 27th and 28th, it will be on and popping in many worlds. And I would like your world to be included in this journey that we're on. So, Sharita, I cannot wait to wrap my arms around your neck and say, hey, this virtual relationship is all good. But baby, when I see you in person, to be able to just synergize and connect after walking through this journey in this way, I know that this is divine and I accept it as such. And there are many people that have prayed for opportunities, many people. And I'm going to say this, and this will be my closing. There was a man who prayed for an opportunity. And he was actually praying to be saved from a flood. That was what had happened. And when the flood started to come, somebody came and knocked on his door. They were in their car and they said, come on, the flood is coming. And the man said, I prayed, I'm going to be all right. Right. And so then the flood came and now he's up on the second story of his house because the bottom story is now full of water. And the boat comes along and knocks on his window and says, hey, man, get in this boat. It's time to go. The flood is coming. And he said, the Lord gonna save me. I'm praying. And so next time around, now the man is standing on the tippy top of his chimney because the water has risen up to the top of his house. A helicopter comes by, drops a line and says, here, get on. This is your last opportunity. And he said, God will save me. I am praying. He gets to heaven now, right? So fast forwarding, I don't have to tell you what happened. He hit heaven and he said, Lord, I thought you said you were going to save me. And he said, I sent you a car, I sent you a boat, and I sent you a helicopter, and you chose not to get on. So now I will leave that thought right there and say, get on the ark. It's coming.
Yes. Just like that. Get on the ark. Like well said. You've been praying. Here's your opportunity. Y'all, I'm so excited. Get in my inbox. If you are watching this video directly from my page, if you're watching me on YouTube, email SharitaLeon@gmail.com. That's SHARITALEON@gmail.com. Directly from Leah's page, get in her inbox and join us in Atlanta. Join us on this movement. We're super ecstatic. We are changing lives and bringing people to freedom. Thank you so much, Leah, for sharing with me tonight. Y'all, I love you. Until next time, only believe until the end and go get your life. Be blessed, everybody.
I'm a millionaire. money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it. I'm a millionaire.
Get your money. Get your money.
I'm